YouTube, how's it going? Today we're going to be heading into another video where we're going to be reacting to the Giants 2020 schedule. Now, it's pretty much everyone's job as a fan to look at their schedule and tell themselves that they're going to win 10 plus games, That's just how every team is, it's how every fan is built. But today we're going to be doing a little bit different. We're going to be doing a best case scenario, a worst case scenario, and then finally ending off with the place where I think the Giants will probably be at. So if you guys are new to the channel, I am a big Giants fan. So definitely, if you are a Giants fan as well, you're definitely gonna want to stick around and subscribe because a lot of NFL content comes out here, but a lot of Giants content as well. I mix it in, trying to make it as even as possible, but I do create a lot of Giants content as well. And then on top of all that, if you are just a fan of the NFL and you somehow found this video, please be sure to hit the subscribe button as well, as we are almost to 1,000 subscribers, which is really cool. And of course, be sure to leave a like on the video. It really does help out for me, and it really helps grow the channel. So without further ado, we'll get right into the schedule here. As we look, I'll get into the preseason real quick. I think it's a good set of preseason games due to the Patriots not really knowing what they're doing at quarterback. So when we verse them right before the season starts, getting our final cuts in, we might be versing Hoyer, we might be versing Stidham, we don't really know. Same thing here with the Packers. We'll be facing Jordan Love, which will be good competition because he's an NFL caliber quarterback. Obviously, any backups usually NFL caliber quarterbacks, but Jordan Love is probably starting caliber quarterback. But overall, I think it's a good set of preseason games. I think we'll see a lot from our team in those games and hopefully come out with a few W's to show for our preseason. But when you look at what we got here in the actual season, I'm going to go with the best case scenario here for the Giants first. Then we'll go to the worst, and then we will go to the most realistic, what I think we're actually going to do. So best case scenario here, we look here, we start off with Monday Night Football against the Steelers. Big Ben's coming back. James Conner has been dealing with injuries. He should be fully healthy. Juju Smith should be back regular, etc. But overall, I think this is a winnable game. It's at home. It's Monday Night Football. I think Daniel Jones, Saquon, everybody being healthy as well helps out a lot more for us than it does for the Steelers. And I think that overall, I think that we'll be able to overpower the Steelers and come out with a W here. Going into the Bears, I don't see the Bears as too much of a threat. It depends on what their quarterback situation is and how they're performing, but overall, their team as a whole, it's really their defense that's terrifying. But I think that we are going to be able to get through and score on this team, at least a couple touchdowns, and come out with a win there for the Bears as well. 49ers, I don't think we're going to beat the 49ers in any situation. Of course, this is the best case scenarios here. So right now we're 2-1 with the 49ers. Going into LA, no Todd Gurley, no Brandon Cooks. I think his team, especially early on in the season, is still probably going to be trying to mold together. I think we can win this one. Now, for the Cowboys, Redskins, and Eagles, I think that we're going to win two out of the 4 games that we versus the Cowboys and Eagles, and I think we're going to win both of the Redskins, right? Now, I don't think we're going to win this Cowboys game, so right now we are 3-2 in this best case scenario, 3-2 against the Cowboys. I don't think we'll win it away. We beat the Redskins, so we'll be 3-3 there. We beat the Eagles here on Thursday night because I don't know. I just think something about the short week. I think that we'll be able to get it together and get a win here for the best case scenario. So that's gonna make us, let's see, 1, 2, 3. That's 4-2, right? 4-2. Okay, I was just checking things. Monday Night Football versus the Buccaneers. That's a big game, big bright light game. I think that it's possible that we get a win here actually. So that would make us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6-2, right? Beat the Redskins again. That's 7-2. Then we'll lose to the Eagles, 7-3. The Bengals, after a bye week, I don't see a way we don't win this, so it'll be 8-3. Lose to the Seahawks, definitely, in my opinion, so that'll be 8-4. I think we'll lose to the Cardinals. Them being late on in the year, everybody will be pretty much molded together. DeAndre Hopkins will probably be having a career year, etc. I think we're going to lose to them no matter what. So 9-4. Then we have the Browns. I think we can actually win this one, which would be 10-4. And then the Ravens and the Cowboys, we already talked about. 10 wins is basically where our best case scenario is. So when you look at where we're at, losing against the Buccaneers is actually a really big option. I put it down as a win, like it's the best case scenario, but I think it's a losing part. But when you look at our best case scenario with how our schedule is plotted out, I think that realistically the best scenario we could ever see for a team is getting a 9 or 10 win season, right? Around 10 wins. 11 wins is a little bit pushing it. That's pretty much making sure all the dice fall our way, but I think that 10 wins is the most realistic, best case scenario for this team. I'm not saying that's going to be what's going to happen. I don't think that's what's going to happen. But I do think that 10 wins is attainable based on the schedule as of right now. And just overall thinking of for the best case scenario, everyone's healthy, everyone's playing out of their mind, So that is where I'm thinking for that. Here we're going to go to the beginning again and go through the worst case scenario. The games where if we're kind of 50-50, we give it to the opponent and let's see what we can do there. So Monday Night Football versus the Steelers, it's a tough one. I'm going to give the win to the Steelers. Like I said, Big Ben's returning. It's Monday Night Football. They have everybody back. Hopefully they can play well together and win this one for them. So that's going to be 0-1 for us. Going against the Bears, I still think we're going to be able to beat the Bears. So I think we'll be 1-1 there. Lose to the 49ers. I think we'll lose to the Rams as well. So that would be 1-3 to start off the season. Going into the Cowboys, that would be 1-5. Redskins is 1-6. The Eagles, I think, will lose this Thursday Night Football game. So it will be 2-5, right? I think I said 1-6 for the Redskins. We would win against the Redskins. So we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 2-5 right now. Then we lose Monday Night Football to Tom Brady's Buccaneers, right? So that'd be 2-6. Then we go on a little bit of a run here. We get a win here at the Redskins, which would be 3 wins. Win here at the Eagles, which would be 4 wins. Coming out of the bye week against the Bengals, I think that'll be 5 wins. Lose to the Seahawks, lose to the Cardinals, lose to the Browns, lose to the Ravens, and end up beating the Cowboys. So when you look at it, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 wins. And I think that's a realistic spot for us to be. About 6, maybe 5 wins possible. I think that's the worst case scenario for us. I don't see a way that we lose more than the amount of games we've already lost in this scenario. I think that 4 to 5 wins is a solid place for us to be. When you look at what the team is like, I mean, it'll be a slight improvement over last year. I think the last year was supposed to be a lot better of a year. Obviously, due to injuries, it's not going to be. But with the depth chart and everything that's available to us, I think that we're going to be able to do a lot, especially with the personnel that we've gotten as well. So that's kind of what I'm going to go into as well with this most realistic scenario, So if you guys are sticking around, of course, then this is going to be the best case scenario here for best realistic scenario for us. Be sure to leave a like. Be sure to subscribe, like I said before. But going back to the beginning of the season here, Monday night against the Steelers, I think realistically, I think we pulled out a win on that one. Home game, Monday Night Football, Week 1. I think it's a great game. So Week 1, we get a win. Week 2 against the Bears, like I said, I still think we're going to win no matter what. So I'm going to give the win for us here against the Bears. You got the 49ers at home. That's a loss. So we're going to be 2-1. We go to LA. I think we could beat LA at home. It's a tough game, but I think we can do it. So 3-1, which is already pretty cool. Then we're going to lose to the Cowboys here away, making us 3-2. Beat the Redskins, which is going to be 4-2. Lose to the Eagles on Thursday Night Football, which is going to be 4-3. And I think lose to the Buccaneers on Monday Night Football. The bright lights are on for Tom Brady. This team is already gelled together. They've had however many weeks, 6-7 weeks to get together and become a gelled team, figured out which running back is going to be the best for them, what scheme, everything about it. So I think it's going to be a tough game for us. So right now, we've won the Steelers, we've won the Bears, we've won the Rams, and we've won the Redskins. Now, going into the Redskins again, it's another win for us. I think that there's no way we don't beat the Redskins twice. That's 5 wins. We beat the Eagles, which is going to be 6 wins. Coming off of a bye week to face the Bengals, I think that's a winnable game. That's going to be 77 games for us. Then we go to Seattle. I don't think that we'll win that. I don't think we'll beat the Cardinals. The Browns is a little bit iffy. It's either a win or not. So it's about, can we do it? Then we versus the Ravens. I think it's a loss. And then we versus the Cowboys, who we already lost to once. I think we'll win the last game. So that game is actually very important, especially for the division, is that if we're in a spot to make a wild card or a playoff, that game's going to be real competitive for us because they're probably fighting for a playoff spot as well as the Eagles, who the Cowboys versus in the week before the last week. So realistically, when you look at the rest of the schedule, it's about 8 or 9 wins. More likely 7. It's in that 7 to 8 range, in my opinion, because the Rams game could definitely change. We could lose 2 Eagles games. We could lose 2 Cowboys games. The Browns, I'm not entirely sure how we're gonna face the Browns because I don't really know what the Browns are gonna be like because they're so weird of a team where their talent is there, but they don't play like it. So we'll be able to see that. But when you look at what the team schedule looks like, I think 7 wins is what we should be shooting for. If we can get 7 wins on the season, that would be an improvement for the team. We'll miss out on the playoffs by a game or 2, and we will go from there. We'll be able to go into the 2021 season ready to finally be a playoff contender. Do I think the playoffs are attainable this year? Yes, but I'd rather see the improvement over getting to the playoffs. If I see the improvement and I see that our team is in a situation where next year there's no way we miss the playoffs, I'd rather see that. But if we are able to sneak into the playoffs, get a division, a wild card matchup I think it'd be good for our team morale. I think Daniel Jones would prove that he's a good quarterback if he got us to the playoffs. I think that means Saquon Barkley, Evan Ingram are all healthy. If they get to the playoffs, Slayton should be a weapon next year. A lot of good things have happened for this team in this last offseason. Gettleman did a beautiful job building this team, getting the right personnel in there. And the other thing I want to talk about it is that people are forgetting the personnel that we've gotten. Joe Judge is a super good coach, and we're forgetting that this guy, I don't even think is calling plays. I'm pretty sure that he's literally not calling plays. He's just there to be a head coach. Jason Garrett's handling the offensive play calling, which is amazing to me. I can't wait to see Jason Garrett's play calling because no matter what you want to say about the Clapper, I roast him too. He is solid at play calling, and the offense he got put into is a different dynamic of what he had in Dallas. What he had in Dallas is he had a superstar running back in Ezekiel Elliott. He comes back, gets a superstar running back in Saquon. He had a tight end he loved throwing to in Jason Witten. Well, now he has Evan Ingram, and his Blake Jarwin can be Caden Smith. It's a very similar thing, but a way better tight end at start. He had Amari Cooper, which is great. We don't have an Amari Cooper. We have Golden Tate, which is not as close to Amari Cooper, but when you look at what he would do, Tavon Austin would be out there getting catches. Michael Gallup, young Michael Gallup, would be getting catches. I mean, he's able to spread the ball out with a lot of different play calls and keep the defenses guessing. And on top of that, they had an amazing offensive line, and I think that they're going to be able to get it together under Jason Garrett's offense. I think that he brought his offensive line coach over as well, if I'm not mistaken. I really like what Patrick Graham did with the defense last year in the Dolphins, so I'm able to see him be a really good coordinator for us. I hope so. And the scariest part about this season is all our coordinators having a great job and Jason Garrett finding a new job in 2021 being a head coach for somebody. But I hope that doesn't happen. I think that right now, we're going to be able to keep this together. Hopefully this year is a year where we see the improvement. Like I said, 7 wins is what I'm shooting for as a Giants fan. Let me know what you guys think about the Giants schedule. Realistically, you can do best case scenario, worst case scenario as well. But let me know what you realistically think the Giants will be looking like next season. I think 7 wins is a solid spot for us to be. Shows improvement. It shows that we were making some good moves, and based on the schedule here, I think that 7 wins is attainable. So if you did enjoy the video and you are a Giants fan, please be sure to hit that like button below and subscribe. If you aren't a Giants fan but still like the video, of course, please be sure to like and subscribe as well. We'll appreciate everybody here at the channel. We're going at 1,000 subscribers, which is going to be really cool to hit. I know we're going to hit it not too far out, so please be sure to leave a like and subscribe on the video. If you didn't enjoy the video, refresh the page, check it out again, and let me know what you think about it the second time. And without further ado, that will be it for me, and I'll see you guys in the next one.